Yo, how dare this nigga talking about he want receipts? Let's start with your mother, nigga. Your mother got the receipts, nigga. Everything is in your mother's name. That's the one who got the receipts, nigga. You need more proof, nigga? Biggie ain't here, so Big can't give you no receipts. He dead. Craig Mack can't give you receipts. He dead. What are you talking about? Who else? Black Rob can't give you receipts. He dead. And everybody else you made sign paperwork so they can't talk about what I'm talking about. I'm the only one with the guts. And I sign it, nigga. Cause I ain't need the money. All money ain't good money. Remember that. Remember that. Remember that, nigga. You know who to play with, nigga.
You guys, when you got signed, did you know about publishing and ownership and right or credits and all that stuff? Or were you just like, wow, we're here's Puffy and dancing and stuff and just writing and gave everything away for free? What was it? You've got a manager. Did you know about all this stuff?
Well, I would just have to say that, all of us, we all came from the same neighborhood. So it's not like we were, we didn't go to school. There were no music classes, or we didn't. Nobody had music degrees. So it was one of those things of the school of hard knocks that we had to learn. But you know what though, wouldn't have it no other way because we're Mike and myself we're quite savvy with what's going on now because of that situation. And I mean, if you ask anybody from the 90s at that era, that we all went through it, especially your first project. I mean, this is how the 90s was built. Yeah. So don't even take it personal. But, at the end of the day, because of the things that are happening now and the rules and stuff that are happening right now, trust me, it's a blessing that 112, our music has transcended to the times where laws and rules have changed.
Okay. And so when Biggie's recording his album, and were you just humming to the juicy track?
Yeah, like very well. Yeah, we were just like singing, and he was like, "Yo, go put that down." So we did, and we got a little reprimanded for it because we forgot about the business piece. That's what it was. It was just hanging out. Everything was always a vibe, and that's when we learned the big lesson. Like, you don't go in and cut vocals or do anything like that without discussing your splits first. But we were like, oh, okay, but
here's a gift that I'm gonna give to all future singers and stuff. When y'all sing backgrounds on stuff, that's actually a check that you're supposed to get as well too. So don't let the record labels or anybody else tell you that you're not supposed to get paid by singing background vocals. If you sing background vocals, you're supposed to get paid along with being writing the song too. So we know 112 didn't know that at the time, but we're up on that now. Yeah. But that's just food for thought for all you future artists. Whatever, if you sing backgrounds on somebody else's song and it makes the album, like, you don't have to worry, that's all Slim. That's all Slim. He was supposed to get a check for that. You know what I mean? So that's the. But yo, bro,
the fact that your manager reprimanded you for that, was it a good lesson you learned early on, or did it make no difference?
Well, it was a good lesson. We learned a lesson. In the scheme of things, with the state of total right now, I don't know that it made any difference, but it was definitely something that I've always, was like, now, let's talk business. Let's put everything on the table first. Because once something is done, it's hard to go back and, discuss business. It's done now. You know what I'm saying? So I know it was something that I stand by till this day.
Yeah. Somebody coming in now, what would you advice would you give upcoming artists?
You know what I would say? Know the business. If you do not know the business, know the business. Know the business. It's good to want to be in it, but know the business, please. And just know that everything, don't believe the hype about everything, really know the business, do your homework, get on Google, find out about some things. And I would tell them, and then I want to tell them, please never, ever, 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 ever give away your publishing. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't give away your publishing. Don't compromise who you are. Be who you are. Be the artist that you know that you are in your heart, because bringing your individual artistry to this music industry is so dope. That's how you had the Mary J. Blige's and the Brat and the SWV and Total and Escape and LL Cool J and Biggie and Craig Mack and Tupac and Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. That's how you had because everybody was individual. Don't do what everybody else is doing.
I can say this on your platform as well, just so everybody knows. Our intent was not to leave Bad Boy. We were not our initial intent was not to leave. Our intent was to be to get out from under the production deal that we were signed to through Bad Boy, which was taking what 80% of what 40%. I'm sorry, 40% of everything that we made. So from advances to touring to shows to anything that we made, endorsements, advertisement, anything that we made, the production company that we were signed to took 40% of that. So we were tired of, giving our money away basically for free, because we were the one that was writing, we was the one that were producing, we was the one that was, that was doing all the years of choreography and stuff. Now in the beginning, yeah, it may have made sense for you to have a production company or an A&R or somebody there in artist development to help us, mold us. But once we are established and we are 112, it became obsolete at that point, and we felt like a change was necessary. So we wanted to leave that situation, not necessarily leave Bad Boy, but leave that situation. Puffy was reluctant to leave that situation alone with regards to 112. So that's the reason why we left. And when we found a better situation over at Def Jam.
Wow. So the production deal that you guys have, was that on the Bad Boy? Did they have a production company signed to Bad Boy?
It was Arista,
Yeah.
it was Arista, Bad Boy, Calimia. That was the production deal. 112.
Okay.
So we were signed to Calimia, who then signed themselves to Bad Boy, who was signed to Arista.
Yeah.
So it's an administrative deal. Yes.
Yeah. So you can understand the trickle down effect. So by the time Arista gave us $1 million, by the time it got to us, it was $12,000 a piece. You know what I'm saying? But we were still on the hook for that $1 million though.
Yeah.
So,
so that Kalina, was that Puffy's stuff or was that somebody else?
No, that was the manager / production company. So there was the conflict of interest right there in and of itself. He was the manager and the production company at the same time.
So then, why was Puffy reluctant to say, "Well, you guys you've done well. Because I thought most deals were like that, where after your first album and it does well, it was like, well, we can bring you into the fold because we can see that you're self-sufficient and stuff."
Honestly, we don't have an answer to that other than the fact that the relationship that he had with the then manager / production company at the time. Like outside of that, I honestly don't have a reason why. Because if you have a multi-platinum group that is selling records and making money for you, why wouldn't it make sense for you to try to keep them as long as you possibly could? And if it meant, giving up a production company in order to keep them, then in my mind, then it would have made the most sense to do.
Yeah.
However, because of their relationship, and like I said, I can't go into any more depth than that. But based on their relationship, the reason why we left and went to Def Jam, Def Soul is because Puffy was reluctant to get rid of that production deal that we were signed to.
Did anyone have your back in those early days to say, okay, this is what needs to be done on the album, this is what's going to happen, so that there was no surprises that you were aware of, that the fact if you're not right?
Definitely, Biggie made sure we got paid. We did get paid for the record. We still do make money from the record. If not, I think now it does say feature in total. I'm not sure. But, initially, get it. That wasn't the plan. Biggie's first record wasn't supposed to be a feature. You understand what I'm saying? So, but we did get paid, and we do still get royalties, performance royalties for being on this record.
I was referring to your first album. So when you got to your album, were when you were right doing your first Total album, did your manager explain, okay, this is what happens, how it gets split, so there's no surprises, you could go platinum and there's no surprise as to how things work out?
Yes, we definitely understood, the story of the budgets, you know. But back then, again, artists, we had big budgets and we spent big money on videos, wardrobe, artist development. So you very seldom recoup. So we knew, you know, exactly that, you know, we want to get car service every day. That's coming out of our budget. We have to pay that. You know, like a lot of artists back then really only seen money from touring.
Did you, when you saw how Def Jam worked, being a massive label as it was, did you then think, wow, this is still better than the situation we had before? Or did you think, oh man, if we were back at Bad Boy, we probably would have gone those singles out and stuff?
Financially, it was a better situation. You know what I mean? It was definitely a better.
Never would have made that money. No, we'd have never made that money.
At Bad Boy, we would have never made that kind of money. You know?
Typical record deal is structured something like this. The record label gives in advance, say $250,000 to the artist to record an album. The artist then records the album. Suppose that the album sells 500,000 copies at $10 each, yielding $5 million. The record label then takes their cut out of the $5 million, typically 85% of the total sales, leaving the artist with $750,000. But before the artist receives any payments, the label first deducts the advance. In addition, the record label recoups other costs such as recording costs, half the promotion costs, half the video costs, and tour support. This leaves the artist $425,000 in debt to the record label. And then this debt gets carried on to the next album, the next album, and the next album.
Hey everyone, I want to thank you for being part of Halftime Chats. This new update is really about our membership, and I'm really excited to be able to fully launch the membership page. There will be things like full interviews from day one. As soon as the interview drops, you get access to it without any ads on it. There'll be some exclusive member-only videos that will just be some behind-the-scenes stuff and some other things that we will never be broadcast. For some members, you can be able to get actually 2 interviews, because I do have a backlog of almost 7 or 8 interviews that I don't even know when I'm going to be able to broadcast them. So you're able to get at least some of those up front, and some just behind the scenes stuff, because there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes that I have never been able to talk about or release. For anyone else, you know what, the videos would still be the same. Over a week or a week and a half or 2 weeks, depending on how long it is. So everything stays the same. The polls stay the same. The community chats, the community stuff stays the same. But I think with the membership stuff, I'm able to add a little bit more and invest a lot more time and energy in really supporting the members. So I do hope you come on that ride with me. I appreciate the support, and this will just help me continue to invest in taking things to the next level. Take care.